Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with Drill Core. Here you'll oversee a dedicated team of miners, carriers and guards, and navigate them through perilous missions to extract vital minerals. You'll also have to power the drill platform. Every decision will test your planning and resource management skills. Unpredictable wildlife, evolving requirements and ever-changing technologies will keep you on your toes. You'll have to adapt swiftly, allocate resources efficiently and try not to fail. You know, yourself. It's a single-player game, so if you fail, only you will know what a loser you are. You will look awesome from the outside when you'll socialize with your colleagues and friends, but deep inside you'll know that you failed at Drill Core and your confidence will be shattered. The ones you hate the most will smell it from afar. So better not to fail here, especially because your success unlocks new career opportunities and advancements, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Can I add pineapple to the potato salad then?
Arrest him.
No, please, sir, that was a joke.
Nah, too late, you spoke of what is forbidden. Anyway, beware of the nighttime. This is when the real excitement begins. Everything on this planet wants you dead. So, better prepare in advance. Avoid failure at all costs.
No, please, no.
No Man's Sky. This is an alive project. Updates are constant, the game is getting better and better every year. And by saying constant updates, I'm not kidding. I have noticed that they update the game every month, or even more often. Here every star is the light of an actual distant sun, each orbited by planets filled with life, and you can go to any of them. The game is actually enormous. Of course, that size is only available because of procedural generation. So the real question is your mama procedurally generated?
Oh, come on, how dare you?
I'm sorry, no I'm not. So here you fly from deep space to planetary surfaces without loading screens. In this infinite universe you will discover places and creatures that no other players have seen before, and perhaps never will again. So it is tailored for those who want to go where no human boldly went before, or for those who want to find the best place in a galaxy, which is called Beristan. Everyone knows that. Also keep in mind that every other player lives in the same galaxy and you can choose to share your discoveries with them on a map. That is cool. Lamentum. Here you'll find an intriguing story with the best tropes of Bram Stoker and H.P. Lovecraft implemented. I won't spoil you the plot though, all I can say that this is an example of a game that doesn't hold your hand or penis. Here you can combine things to make new things. Sadly, only those things that are meant to be combined can be conjoined together. For example, you can't combine a tooth with a coin or a pineapple with potato salad because that is a blasphemy! The surroundings of the game are made very well and they are kinda creepy. Weird paintings on the walls, blood on the ground and intestines in the bathroom makes your imagination go wild. It is very easy to immerse yourself in this game and take it as a story from a book. But Lamentum is not only a story, here are plenty of dangerous places that are ready to kill you without any hesitation. Monsters are creepy, but if you have a sword or other weapon you can easily chop them to pieces. Although at the beginning you are unarmed and your only weapon is your running capability. Sadly enough, I discovered that I can run only after several deaths.
What a shame.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Rise. This is originally a Nintendo Switch game released back in 2021. Now we have this action-soaked game on Steam as well, and this version is obviously upgraded to meet our expectations. You will rise to the challenge and become a hunter, explore brand new maps and use a variety of weapons to take down fearsome monsters. That's what developers say, but I would change the word fearsome to airy-fairy, because those monsters are anything but fearsome. Although they are beautiful, I can't deny that. Each monster you hunt will provide materials that allow you to create new weapons and ammo. You can also upgrade your existing gear so you can go back on the field and hunt even more airier and fairier monsters and earn even better rewards. Of course, all of that is presented in 4K resolution with ultra-wide monitor support and unlocked frame rate. Dungeons 3. You'll be able to unleash your dark side by creating a unique underground dungeon from an array of rooms, traps and structures. You can raise a pretty despicable army here. Your goal, of course, is to corrupt the land and destroy all things cute or even remotely good. Yes, you can visit the overworld here and, yes, let the terror thrive. The game has randomly generated levels, so it has great replayability. Isn't it awesome, friend? Don't you think so, friend? Notice how I called you a friend? It's because you are subscribed to my channel, right? right? Anyways, people on Steam are saying that this game has tons of Easter eggs and nerdy references. It's like it was made for us.
Yeah, it was literally made for us, you genius.
Oh, shut up. The Outer Worlds. Somehow I always think that this game gets too little attention. It is definitely one of the best RPG games I have played in recent years. It is funny, it has secrets, many guns and places to explore. It's not just Fallout in space. I had more fun playing The Outer Worlds than I had playing Fallout 4. Even if this is a bit smaller game, I can absolutely give it 9 cold beers out of 10 and recommend it to you without a doubt. But I have to mention that it has some cons as well, like unbalanced difficulty. You know, at first you die a lot, but later everything else dies in seconds, even the strongest monsters. Then you may think,
Hey, I will switch from hard to the hardest difficulty.
but you can't. You have to play the whole game on this hardest difficulty without switching it off, because developers decided to add some stupid achievements most of the players don't even care about. So you will feel overpowered all the time and you can't do anything about that. That's why I didn't buy and didn't play the last DLC. I already feel like a combat god, everything just dies when I blink. Shadow Tactics: Aiko's Choice. The game is a standalone expansion of the Shadow Tactics franchise, meaning that you are not required to have the main game to play it, and that Aiko's Choice is a full game with no strings attached. It is set in Japan around the early Edo period. Aiko's Choice is a stealth strategy where the main protagonist is a master of camouflage and distracts enemies disguised as a geisha. But it's not the only character you will be able to control. An agile ninja, mighty samurai, young thief, wise marksman, and perverted penis doctor joins your cause as well. Well, maybe not the latter, but you never know who is gonna jump to your aid unexpectedly. Yuppie Psycho Executive Edition. He will take on the role of Brian Pasternak, a young man with no future in a dystopian 90s society on his first day at one of the world's largest companies. Uncertain, unprepared, and massively unqualified. Will you have what it takes to shine in the company's hierarchy? It all depends on how you perform on your first assignment, and whether you can survive it. Probably not. You know why? Suddenly you discover what your new job actually is. You must hunt the witch, whose powers made the success of the corporation possible in the first place. Anyway, you will familiarize yourself with your workspace. Use the elevator to discover who's working and what's lurking on every floor of the company. Learn when to chat, when to work, and when to cover in terror from otherworldly beings. The game has above 90% positive review score left by thousands of players, so if pixel art doesn't scare you, it may be the best spoon of potato salad you tasted today. Iratus, Lord of the Dead. This is a turn-based tactical roguelite RPG set in a dark fantasy universe. You'll have to lead an army of undead to reach the surface world and bring death to the mortal realms. You know, they lack death on the surface, so you are ready to supply the demand. So you will control an obedient army of the living dead. You know, all the classic monsters. Skeletons, zombies, banshees, other unliving warriors, I swear, I know more. And you will create your soldiers the only way a necromancer knows how, from the body parts of your slain enemies. Iratus definitely has a high replayability due to different minion composition in your team. Also, there are multiple different pathways to take when it comes to finishing the game. The main story will take up to 12 hours of your boring life. Palworld. The game has hundreds of thousands of reviews on Steam and the score is above 90%, which makes this game a true masterpiece. Yeah, we all know that this is a Pokemon game without Pokemons, but that changes nothing. Palworld will enchant you with a massive open world where you can peacefully live alongside mysterious creatures known as pals, or risk your life to drive off a ruthless poaching syndicate. Pals can be used to fight, or they can be made to work on farms or factories. So you're tiny slaves. What a nice concept, but wait. It gets worse. You can obviously sell them or even eat them, and the game calls this peaceful co-living. Well, who am I to judge? Anyway, Palworld is not just an easy walk in the park, it's a survival game as well. So in a harsh environment where food is scarce and vicious poachers roam, danger awaits you around every corner. To survive you have to be careful and make difficult choices. You know, you have to eat your pals if things go south a bit too far. So use your pals as you want. Farm, build factories, or commit crimes and become a mighty slaver. In online co-op mode, up to 4 players can play together. And additionally, a dedicated server can allow up to 32 players in one game. That's how you make friends, if you don't have any. Slay the Spire. More than 100,000 players are recommending this game for you, and so do I. Slay the Spire is a fuse of card games and roguelike titles. Here you can craft a unique deck, encounter bizarre creatures, and discover relics of immense power while trying to climb up the ladder. Game features a dynamic deck building, so assemble your deck wisely. Discover hundreds of cards to add to your deck with each attempt at climbing the Spire. Select cards that work together to efficiently dispatch foes and reach the top. People on Steam are talking that Slay the Spire is really addictive, and yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hours played in the comment section. 200 is quite a casual number here, so another game that will keep your virginity safe and sound for a long time. Metamorphosis. You wake up one morning to find that you are rather inconveniently transforming into a tiny bug, while your friend Joseph is being arrested for reasons unknown. Well, probably for swinging his ding-dong in public place once again. But, you know, he's your friend, you don't judge. So to save him and find the answers you seek, you must embark on a journey through a world which, like yourself, has become twisted and unfamiliar. What once seemed like mundane dwellings have become an expansive obstacle course, and now you'll have to chart your path through nooks and crannies that exist within the cracks of civilization. You will have to use your wits to unravel the truth and regain the life you once knew. Or not. You might just be a crazy wacko after all. I don't know. Also, you can download and play a free demo as well. Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. A nice title for turn-based game lovers. Here you will lead humanity's greatest weapon, the Grey Knights, against the corrupting forces of chaos in this brutal and fast-paced RPG. Yeah, somehow turn-based can be fast-paced as well.
Deal with it.
So here you will root out and put a stop to an insidious plot to infect the galaxy with a bloom, an intergalactic cosmic plague capable of rotting worlds into oblivion. Armored with fate, shielded by devotion, your company's very existence is rooted in mystery and forced with mind wipes and executions. You will experience life in the 41st millennium and follow the journey of these elite warriors in a narrative-driven gameplay. Into the Breach. This simple-looking game is actually an officially recognized masterpiece. It has won Best Strategy Game title at the Game Awards. It was announced as a Game of the Year by PC Gamer, and on Steam it has above 90% of positive reviews left by thousands of people. So here the remnants of human civilization are threatened by enormous creatures breeding beneath the earth, and all hope is in your hands. You must control powerful mechs from the future to hold off this alien threat, and each attempt to save the world presents a new randomly generated challenge. Basically, the game throws a different strategic puzzle at you every time and you have to solve it, and that is somehow really fun to do. Just make sure you like both puzzles and strategy games, because it is quite challenging, and if your brain is smooth, you may want to play some other game instead. Don't ask why I know this. Teardown. This sandbox game features a fully destructible and interactive environment. Here you can plan the perfect heist using creative problem solving, brute force and everything in between. Tear down walls with explosives or vehicles to create shortcuts, stack objects, build structures or use floating stuff to your advantage. Run, drive, jump, slingshot, here you can do whatever you need to achieve your goal. Avoid robots or steal whatever your client asks for, but make sure not to get caught. The game has not only sandbox mode but also a serious campaign where you start accepting work from more or less shady persons. This is a story of a murky soup of revenge, betrayal and insurance fraud. Yeah, that kind of depth in, as it seems, destructible environment engine is absolutely wild. You soon find yourself stealing cars, demolishing buildings, blowing up safes, avoiding trigger-happy robots and many more. The game has above 90% positive review score and is more than worthy of your attention. The Last Spell. This is a tactical RPG with roguelite elements, in which you have to defend a city against a hordes of deadly enemies. During daytime you will have to prepare your heroes and carefully choose how to rebuild your haven and position your defenses. Over the night you will use all your skills, traps and weapons to exterminate all the monsters coming at your walls. It won't be easy.
It's not your sister.
Then in your spare time you will heal, level up and repeat until the magic seal is broken. The game has similarities to the Arbillions, The only difference here is, the game is turn-based and not an RTS, so you can carefully plan your every move, although that doesn't mean that it is an easier game. By contrary, the game even feels unfairly difficult from the start. But as you play, you get more and more cool stuff you can use against your enemies and you start feeling like a boss. That won't be for long, believe you me, difficulty spikes are quite common here, although they are all conquerable. The game seems to know what your limits are, and people who tried the last spell really liked it. On Steam it has around 90% of positive reviews. Tower of Time. This is a story-rich dungeon crawler with innovative real-time combat that lets you pause or slow time, and here you have to turn on your brain if you want to succeed. And I mean it, every battle is specially designed to be a tactical puzzle, so it might be a bit challenging, or impossible, depends on your IQ I guess. Well, you can always adjust the difficulty, but that is an instant insult to your brain power, isn't it? Also because of that, the game is really suitable for fans of the genre and not so friendly for new players. Tower of Time will burn about 50 hours of your boring lifetime as you enjoy handcrafted levels and interesting story. Here you'll also find thousands of pieces of loot and equipment.
Turnip boy commits tax evasion.
He will take control of an adorable turnip who happens to be an absolute menace to society. After failing to pay taxes and getting evicted from your home, you must go on an epic quest to pay back your massive debt to Mayor Onion. Use garden tools to solve plantastic puzzles, meet eccentric vegetables and fruits, and take on treacherous fights against animals both big and small, including the capitalist swine. Along the journey, uncover what's spoiling this garden community and rise to tear down the corrupt vegetable government. In other words, you are a lazy, shady turnip that wants to evade paying taxes and, along the way, start the revolution. Some kind of Lenin, I guess. A Plague Tale: Innocence. Here you'll take control of young Amisha and her little brother Hugo in a journey through the darkest hours of history. Haunted by Inquisition soldiers and surrounded by unstoppable swarms of rats, you will struggle to survive against overwhelming odds. Dead, rotten bodies lay everywhere, and rats, oh, those creatures can and will eat anyone alive who does not carry a light source. As I always say, this is a bit unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You know, rats are no vampires. I used to own one, it liked bathing in the sun rays.
Well, what if those are vampire rats?
I never actually thought about that. Anyway, keep in mind that the atmosphere here is grim and dark, so if you are a sensitive person, it may prove a challenge to play. Game tend to pull the ropes of emotion, and if you let your guard down and allow it to do its dark job, it will control you like a puppet. But in general, all that darkness is cool and original, keeping in mind all those airy fairy unicorn games people are used to play these days. 9-bit Armies, a bit too far. Most of us know the 8-bit RTS series, and this is the latest game in the franchise. In 9-bit Armies you will rally your military forces across a variety of battlefields and act out your strategy over land, sea and air. Yeah, the holy trinity of every good RTS game. You will deploy your airborne soldiers, destroy bridges and aim your super weapons at your puny enemies. You can also join others online, playing together with your friends in co-op campaigns or against them in a mix of skirmishes supporting up to 8 players. The game is filled with various innovations like swimming infantry or sharks who can eat them, but the UI and whole setting looks and feels very close to Command & Conquer, so you will feel right at home here. 9-bit Armies will provide a bit better and smoother gameplay, better map layouts and medal system kinda similar to StarCraft 2 campaign achievements. You can download new maps and mods with full Steam Workshop integration and discover new ways to render all to burning bits and bytes. You can also upload your own mods and maps to share with friends and foes alike. Game also supports LAN PvP, so you can organize wild parties with your friends and keep your virginity safe like never before.
And now thank you. And now thank you for watching. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Subscribe.